Alright friends, we are back in chapter 4 for technology based marketing, and we're going to deal with marketing research. Okay, so in this chapter we're going to talk about all research necessities that will help you complete your research for discovering market potential in your chosen community of practice. So, wherever you plan to do business, you need to be able to have certain data before you begin. And for that, you need a particular scholarly approach towards marketing research, and that's what this chapter is all about. So, if you look at the first topic here, we have the marketing information and customer insights. Customer insights are fresh and deep insights into customers' wants and needs. They are difficult to obtain, they are not obvious, customers unsure of their behavior, not derived from more information but better information and more effective use of existing information. Let's take a look at these in detail in this chapter. Marketing research is the systematic design, collection, analysis, and reporting of data relevant to a specific marketing situation facing an organization. So, whatever marketing situation you have, whatever marketing needs you have, whatever the kind of product or service you have, and whatever the kind of customers you have, marketing research will help you create the right marketing plan for your product and for your customer. If you look at the marketing research process, it is the first thing that you do is define the problem and research objectives. If you look at the problem and the research objectives, you would see that you would need to identify why people are not currently buying your product or service. What are the hindrances? What are the obstacles that are preventing customers to get to your product? Is it because they are situated in a very far away place? Is your business too far away from them, like, geographical distance limitation? Or is it because they don't know about your product? So you need to analyze the problem due to which your customers do not buy from you. Then you need to develop the research plan for collecting information. For example, you need to find out detailed surveys, analysis from end of line managers, end of line workers, employees, the salespeople, even the customers. You need to ask questions to find out what exactly is the reason why your business is not getting enough revenue. Implementing the research plan, collecting and analyzing the data. Remember, once the plan is implemented, it is never complete and successful unless and until it is improved. So, whatever plan that you may have, always remember there will be another version of the plan and so forth. So, you will always be improving with the aid of feedback from customers and your sales teams. Okay, interpreting and reporting the findings. You will also need to demonstrate what kind of performance your marketing strategy is providing, what kind of performance it is, going through, and what kind of results it is yielding. Okay, defining the problem and research objectives. Exploratory research, descriptive research, casual research. So these are the different kinds of research available to you. Then you have written marketing research plan, management problem, research objectives, information needed, how the results will help management decisions, and then the budget. So you need to find out how you can attack your marketing strategy, how you can attack your market with the aid of your marketing strategy. So you have to define what kind of problems that, just like I mentioned a few slides ago, you need to discover why people are not buying from you. So that's a management issue. Then you have to have research objectives that you need to find out who is the involved party and what kind of findings you have, and where improvement is needed. Is there a learning gap? Is there a performance gap? Is there some emotional issues? All of these things that you need to uncover. Information needed. What kind of information is needed to propel this product or service forward to the customer? How the results will help management decisions, and what kind of budget we have. Okay, developing the research plan, you have secondary data and you have primary data. Secondary data consists of information that already exists somewhere, having been collected for another purpose. Okay, secondary data is, for example, if you need to find out how many people are living in this country where I'm living in UAE, you need to find out what is the population of UAE. You do not need to conduct any kind of research because this data is already available in the population and consensus data centers here in UAE, statistics and control centers. You just need to contact them and they will give you a number that by 2016 there are this many people. And you can also further find out how many Russians, how many Americans, how many Japanese, how many Indians, how many Americans, all of these, how many locals. You can get the exact number from these departments as well. I don't think they charge anything. You just need to show why you're doing this research, how it's going to help you and your company and everything. If you have a license, business license, you can show it to them. This is a secondary data that is available to you. And then on the other kind of secondary data is the data available on the internet. It is properly cited data and it is backed with research. You have to quote it, you have to reference it, all that, APA style referencing and everything. So it is authentic data. And for example, it could talk about the kind of, carbon emissions currently present in the atmosphere, all those findings, all those readings, all the scientific data and everything. This is secondary data, data that exists already, okay, and it is current. Primary data consists of information gathered for special research plan. This could be data that is very specific to your business. For example, if you are developing any kind of product, for example, any fashion retail or any store that you're trying to open, you need to find out if there is a problem right now, you need to ask whether how many people in that locality agree with that the problem exists. So this is a primary data and this is data very specific to the business. The other kind of data that you have, the other kind is the primary data collection. Now this is the data collection that requires a lot of planning, a lot of research. Planning primary data collection, research approaches, contact methods, sampling plan, research instruments. So this is a whole scientific research that you need to put under place, and then you have to conduct the research in a very chronological, step-by-step logical format. So what kind of research approaches would you take? What kind of contact methods would it be? Like research approaches, is it going to be like, quantitative research? Is it going to be qualitative research? Is it going to be an ethnography? Is it going to be just survey? Is it just going to be field study? So there are different kinds of scientific researches. You need to find out what kind of research will satisfy your marketing need. Then you need to find out the contact methods. Like you will get in touch with your participants for the study. The people who will answer to your survey, how will you contact them? Will you send them emails? Would you send them SMS on their mobiles? Would you send them snail mails, the mail that comes in the mailboxes? Or would you just catch them while they're shopping in the mall and have them fill out a quick survey? And then sampling plan, which means how will your data be sampled? Would it be like random sampling? Would you just pick up anybody? Or would it be target sampling in which you would just, only collect data from certain people from certain stages of life? And research instruments, what kind of research instruments do you have? Is it like a survey? Is it an observation table that you're going to make? So how are you going to collect data? Survey research, primary data collection research approaches. Let's look at the research approaches. I gave you a few examples in the previous slide. Let's look at some of them in detail. Survey research is the most widely used method and is best for descriptive information, knowledge, attitude, preferences, and buying behavior. Survey researches are flexible. People can be unable or unwilling to answer, gives misleading or pleasing answers, and privacy concerns are always there. So these are the pros and cons of survey researches. You must have had many opportunities for filling out survey. So you need to be able to come up with some survey questions. You can also post them on your website. You have to give them incentives to fill out the survey. For example, you could give them a coupon for shopping towards filling the survey, or you could tell them how their survey is also an act of giving back to the society. The other type of contact methods that I discussed a couple of slides ago, let's look at them in a little bit detail. You have mail, telephone, and personal interviewing. Mail questionnaires, large amounts of respondents, low cost per respondent, no interviewer bias. Because you just mail out your survey and you get some responses back, so you don't have to be in contact with the respondent, and there is no bias, which means that you won't be convinced to some kind of opinion. Challenges: it is not flexible, it is low response rate, and little sample control. Alright, then let's end this lecture here. I'm going to finish this chapter in the next video. So let's stay tuned for the part B of chapter 4.